Hello, YouTube fam. Get ready for an amazing video experience. Welcome to our channel, where today's focus is all about Shenandoah Plaza National Historic District. Let's get started. The U.S. Naval Air Station, Sunnyvale Historic District, also known as Shenandoah Plaza, is a historic district located on 62.48 acre at Moffett Field, California. Hangars 1, 2, and 3, and the adjacent Shenandoah Plaza are inclusively designated as the historic district listed on the National Register of Historic Places. The historic district was nominated by the U.S. Navy and accepted into the National Register of Historic Places on February 24, 1994. The historic district was conveyed to NASA on July 1, 1994, as part of a federal military base reduction and closure action. The historic district consists of acres 22 contributing buildings, structures 9 contributing houses, 3 monuments. Total floor area of historic buildings is 1,498,000 square feet. In the following section, we'll be immersing ourselves in the captivating world of history. In 1931, the city of Sunnyvale acquired a 1,000-acre fork parcel of farmland bordering San Francisco Bay, paid for with nearly $480,000 raised by the citizens of Santa Clara County, then sold the parcel for $1 to the U.S. government as a home base for the Navy airship USS Macon. The location proved to be ideal for an airport, since the area is often clear while other parts of the San Francisco Bay are covered in fog. This is due to the Coast Range to the west, which blocks the cold oceanic air that causes San Francisco fog. The base, originally named Air Base Sunnyvale CAL, it was thought that calling it Mountain View would cause officials to fear airships colliding with mountainsides, was accepted by the U.S. Navy on 12 February 1931, and dedicated NAS Sunnyvale on 12 April 1933. After the death of Rear Admiral William A. Moffett, who is credited with the creation of the airfield, in the loss of the USS Akron on 4 April 1933, the airfield at Naval Air Station Sunnyvale was named Moffett Field on 1 September 1933. After the ditching of the USS Macon on 12 February 1935, and until 1942, the Navy transferred claimancy of Moffett Field to the War Department, and the installation was under the control of the U.S. Army Air Corps. On April 16, 1942, control of the facility was returned to the Navy and it was recommissioned as NAS Sunnyvale. 4 days later it was renamed NAS Moffett Field. From the end of World War I until its closure, NAS Moffett Field saw the development and use of several generations of land-based anti-submarine warfare and maritime patrol aircraft, including the Lockheed Pavnetin and Lockheed P-3 Orion. Until the demise of the Soviet Union in 1991, and for some time thereafter, there was daily activity from NAS Moffett Field. This activity included anti-submarine, maritime reconnaissance, fleet support, and various training sorties to patrol the U.S. Pacific coastline. In addition to these activities, squadrons and aircraft from Moffett Field periodically deployed to other bases in the Pacific and Indian Oceans and the Persian Gulf for periods of up to 6 months. In the upcoming section, we'll be dissecting Hangar 1 and exploring its implications in greater detail. Moffett Field's Hangar 1 was built in 1931 during the Depression era for the USS Macon, and is one of the largest unsupported structures in the country. The airship hangar is constructed on a network of steel girders sheathed with galvanized steel, and rests firmly upon a reinforced pad anchored to concrete pilings. The airship hangar structure measures 1,133 feet 343 m long and 308 feet 93 m wide, and the floor covers 8 acres 32,000, the same size as 6 football fields. The structure itself has aerodynamic architecture as its walls curve upward and inward to form an elongated dome 198 feet 60 m high. The clamshell doors were designed to reduce turbulence when the Macon moved in and out on windy days. The orange peel-style doors, weighing 500 tons 511.88 tons each, are moved by their own 150 horsepower motors, which are operated via electrical control panel. The hangar interior is so large that fog sometimes forms near the ceiling. A person unaccustomed to its vastness can be susceptible to optical disorientation, and looking across its deck, planes and tractors look like toys to some. Along the length of the hangar there are maintenance shops, inspection laboratories, and offices that support hangar actives. Looking up, a network of catwalks for access to all parts of the structure can be seen, and two elevators meet near the top, allowing maintenance personnel to get to the top quickly and easily. Narrow-gauge tracks run through the length of the hangar, forming a tramway, and during the period of airship, the rails extended across the apron and into the fields at each end of the hangar. This tramway facilitated the transportation of an airship on the mooring mast to the airship hangar interior, or to the flight position. During the brief period that the USS Macon ZRS-5 was based at Moffett, Hangar 1 accommodated not only the giant airship, but several smaller non-rigid lighter-than-air aircraft simultaneously. Let's now turn our gaze towards Hangars 2 and 3 and explore the fascinating connections it has to offer. In 1940, the U.S. Navy proposed to the U.S. Congress the development of a lighter-than-air station program for anti-submarine patrolling of the coast and harbors. Moffett Field's Hangars 2 and 3 Mountain View, California were built at the beginning of WWII for a coastal defense program. These hangars are still among the world's largest freestanding unsupported wood structures. The original contract was for steel hangars, 960 feet long, convert wide and 190 feet, helium storage and service, barracks for 228 men, a power plant, landing mat, and a mobile mooring mast. The Second Deficiency Appropriation Bill for 1941, passed July 3, 1941, changed the authorization to the construction of 8 facilities to accommodate a total of 48 airships as requested in 1940, but due to steel rations, a total of 17 large wooden hangars were built among 10 LTA bases. As finally developed in 1943, LTA facilities, in addition to NAS Lakehurst 2 and NAS Moffett Field 2, included NAS South Weymouth 1, NAS Wheatsville 1, NAS Glencoe 2, Naval Air Station Richmond 3, NAS Hammer 1, NAS Hitchcock 1, NAS Santa Ana 2, and NAS Tillamook 2. In the initial program, accommodations were provided for 6 airships at each station. This was later increased to 12 at 7 of the stations, and to 18 at NAS Richmond, both as a result of an increase in the authorized strength to 200 airships. 7 of the original 17 of the wooden hangars still exist: Moffett Field 2, Tustin, California 2, Tillamook, Oregon 1, and Lakehurst, New Jersey. In the following section, we'll be immersing ourselves in the captivating world of popular culture. An episode of the Discovery Channel TV show Mythbusters used one of these smaller hangars to disprove the myth that it is not possible to fold a sheet of paper in half more than 7 times. The sheet of paper covered nearly the full width of the airship hangar. Other episodes of Mythbusters have utilized the hangar to test myths such as inflating a football with helium allows longer kick distances and airworthy aircraft can be constructed of concrete. In this part of the video, we'll be diving deep into other historic buildings and unraveling its profound impact. Many of the buildings at Moffett Field which once supported its active military presence have been contaminated with asbestos within the structures and require restoration. This is an ongoing project within NASA Research Park and annexed to NASA Ames Research Center. Get ready for an exciting exploration as we unravel the mysteries of 1941. The Second Deficiency Appropriation Bill for 1941, passed on 3 July 1941, introduced strict control of strategic materials like steel, causing a change in construction material to wood. Standardized plans were drawn up by the Navy Department Bureau of Yards and Docks, with Arsham American acting as principal engineer. In the next portion, we'll be immersing ourselves in the realm of 1942 and examining its broader implications. Hangars 2 and 3 at Moffett Field are 1075 foot long, 297 foot wide and 171 foot high, with an extruded parabolic form that reflected the profile of the airship vessels to be accommodated. A total of 51 doublers for heavy timber trusses resting on concrete bent frames contain the two-story shop and office areas. Two concrete and wood post and lintel structures support 121-foot-high multi-track rolling doors at either end. Moving on to the next segment, we have 1943. A total of 17 wooden hangars were commissioned by the Navy Department Bureau of Yards and Docks in 1943, including those at Naval Air Station Lakehurst 2, Naval Air Station Moffett Field 2, Naval Air Station South Weymouth 1, Naval Air Station Weeksville 1, Naval Air Station Glencoe 2, Naval Lighter Than Air Station Richmond 3, Naval Air Station Hammer 1, Naval Air Station Hitchcock 1, Naval Lighter Than Air Station Santa Ana 2 and Naval Air Station Tillamook 2, with each hangar accommodating 6 airships. Have any questions or topics you'd like me to cover in future videos? Let me know in the comments.